Coming up on today's pregame Tomahawk Talk, the Born Braves broadcast crew is going to recap Wednesday's win over the Cotuit Kettleers here at Doran Park, and we're going to preview today's game against the Brewster Whitecaps. Devin got to speak with field manager Scott Landers. I got to speak with relief pitcher Adam Buczkowski from Wednesday's game, and we're going to speak to Born Braves beat reporter Nate Laird. It's the Tomahawk Talk, and it starts right now.
Left field, back on it, the left fielder approaches. It drops before the wall. Cooney scores, shifts it from third, around, touches home, and the Born Braves have the lead.
Welcome into the Tomahawk Talk. I'm Cadence Kilhoff, joined by Devin Jarvis and Casey Kasliner. Guys, we had an off day yesterday, but Wednesday's win over Cotuit here at home, wow.
Yeah, incredible. I mean, this is the type of win you always look for early in the season to get the guys juiced. It was a really fantastic win overall. A great battle by Blake Schaff to get that walk-off after starting 0-4. You couldn't ask for much more.
I think it's one of those games where a win's a win. There was a lot of poor execution early on in the game. You have a 2-0 lead early, and you give it up, and eventually the Braves were able to execute at the end after leaving a lot of guys on base. So I think that's a major improvement in the right direction for this offense.
A game that we weren't sure which way it was going to go, so let's take a look at the past and see what went down. After the Kets had a shutout loss the day prior, they were eager to get on board, and they did right in the first inning to take that 1-0 lead. Born got close to scoring in the second, but finished the job in the third thanks to an Andrew Costello double that scores Lee Ellis. And then the eldest of the Costellos, Luke, hits a sac fly to left field for Matt Bolton to score the game-leading run for the Bravos. But it didn't take long for a response from Cotuit. Another sac fly ties the Kets and the Braves up at 2. But Cotuit not done yet this inning. One more hit gives them the lead for the second time this ballgame. Both offenses staying quiet for a while after Cotuit strikes, but catcher Bryce Estep, he goes yard in the 7th inning for his first ever hit as a Brave. It was a huge spark for this Born offense who needed to finish this one, and it bounced out of the park and back in, so it took a second for everyone to realize what was happening, and then things are sent to extras. Cotuit can't get on the board in time, but with 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th, Blake Schaff singles on a line drive to score John Stutzer, and Born ends with their 4th dub of the season, 4-3 in extras. Blake Schaff wasn't producing much until the end, but he came through when the team needed him most, and Andrew Costello is starting to become that consistent player that Born needs out there, guys. He may be young, but he's really starting to find his footing here on this squad.
It's really important to see him do well in yesterday's game because against Chatham, he struggled. He did not have one of his best games, but coming out today, on Wednesday, and being once again the top options on the Born offense shows that it wasn't just a fluke early in the season. He's got to keep this up, especially now that he's found a new home in South Carolina. He was there just yesterday taking pictures in the new Gamecocks uniform. It's great to see him having that fun, but also still having fun here. It's really important. He's been playing fantastic so far.
I think the biggest thing about that game last night is the fact that you leave bases loaded in the 9th inning. You have an opportunity and you're not able to execute. And we saw that last time against Brewster. Playing Brewster again today, but the last time these two teams played, struggling execution at the end, but the Braves were able to follow up with that in extra innings. And that's the biggest improvement. Now you're heading into a game against Brewster once again, where you failed to execute the first time, you have an opportunity to redeem yourself, and Costello will surely be a big part of that.
And on top of that, too, you had a fantastic relief performance from both Landon White as well as Adam Buczkowski. There's no player who has come in as a pitcher more than Butch so far this season for the Born Braves, and you're starting to see Scott Landers find his guy, find his closer. We had that last season with a couple of names, with Will Whalen, with Packy Bradley Cooney, and again, we're starting to see that form in Buczkowski, and he's been electric so far. If he can find the strike zone, he's almost unbeatable. Looking forward to that conversation you have with him later today.
And to your point, I mean, there's so many games where the Braves are giving up less than 4 runs in a game, and it's really this pitching staff as a whole that really is finding its way early on in the season. That's a really good sign when you don't have to use a ton of relievers early on and being able to save those guys for later. We're seeing a really good rotation shape out as well. Jaden Alba on the mound tonight. I'm really excited to see how he follows up after a really good performance his last time out. Seems like this pitching staff is the deepest in the league.
The Bravos coming off a pretty good win from Wednesday's game, but what about the Brewster Whitecaps?
Yeah, they're coming off a pretty devastating loss to YD. The Red Sox are the top team in the Cape Cod Baseball League and won their 9th game of the season against Brewster 2 days ago. Brewster would get on the board first with a solo shot from one of the top power hitters in all the Cape Cod Baseball League, Jacob Lee, with a solo shot to center field. But that's all the Whitecaps were going to get. 8 unanswered runs for YD. Avery Ortiz with an infield single to the right side. He scores in 2 off a throwing error at second base. But YD was not done yet in that 5th inning. Caleb Daniel singles on a line drive to left field, scoring in 2. And just like that, YD with a 4 spot in the 5th inning. Wasn't their only 4 spot of the game, though. In the 7th inning, Kevin Takeuchi takes a walk with the bases loaded to make it 5-1 Red Sox. 2 more would come in on an Ethan Ball line drive to left center field, bringing in Takeuchi and Ortiz, and YD would score just 1 more in that inning off a Mateo Serna single to make it 8-1 Red Sox, a blowout in Brewster for the Red Sox 9th win of the season. The game was backed by great pitching from Danny Nelson. He goes 3 2/3, striking out 6 for YD as the Red Sox stand atop the CCBL standings at 9-1. So this is a Brewster team that is coming off a loss, but still have 6 wins in a loaded Eastern Division.
And before that loss, they were on a 3-game winning streak. But as of right now, they're sitting towards the bottom of the standings, whether that be batting average or extra base hits. So today's the kind of game that Bourne gets to really solidify that top spot in the West Division.
It's refreshing having an opponent playing Bourne today that we saw just a few days ago. And this Brewster team, again, very solid. A struggle offensively. They're not really in the top of the Cape Cod Baseball League there. But overall, we saw that last game. They scored 4 runs in the 6th inning. That's all they could show for the entire game. Bourne ends up losing that game 4-3. They were really close in the 9th. I think if Bourne can come out here and once again show their prowess on the offensive side of the ball that they've done in small moments, that's where you could potentially see Bourne try and develop a little bit of a winning streak going on. Again, 4-3-3. They're still top of the West Division. But this Brewster team, again, won 3 of their last 4. They're a solid team. Losses to YD don't feel that significant because YD is clearly the best team in the Cape Cod Baseball League so far this year. So you got to take it with a grain of salt, even though it was a pretty decently large win for the Red Sox.
And going back to the pitching, I mean, it feels like when the pitching has struggled this season for Bourne, it's been with the command. And Jaden Alba is one of the more bigger strike throwers on this team. He finds the plate. He has very good command on his fastball. He's going to come out and hopefully not walk a lot of guys. That's going to be the goal for him because we know that Brewster is a team that takes advantage of walks. They're a team that can find offense at times, coming off a tough loss and an off day. They're going to be inspired to have a win tonight.
And beyond that, too, you look at the averages for this Brewster team offensively. 9th in the Cape Cod Baseball League in average, 8th in slugging, 9th in on-base percentage, 9th in OPS. They don't bring a lot to the table in what they've shown with their bats so far, but they've got a couple names that can come out there and be very strong. So you can't really underestimate this entire roster as a whole, but it should be a perfect matchup for Alba to go out there and do what he did against Orleans and what we saw from him last time. He has, you could argue, the best start that we ever seen from a Bourne Brave so far this summer, and he's looking to do it again against a weaker offense.
Yeah, and you mentioned some of those names. You talked about Jacob Lee as one of them. He's one of the best home run hitters through the first few weeks of the Cape Cod Baseball League season. That's a guy that you don't want to pitch around necessarily, but you have to be smart with your pitches. And it feels like the Braves don't really pitch around a ton of guys. It's a lot of strikes and being competitive with pitches that are called balls. So just limiting those mistakes and having good command the rest of the way is going to be the key tonight.
Well, Bourne eager to get the win finally over Brewster this season, and Brewster eager to get a win after Wednesday's rough loss to YD. Coming up after the break, I'll be speaking with the Bourne Braves beat reporter Nate Laird. Devin got an interview with field manager Scott Landers, and I get to talk with Adam Buczkowski. We'll be right back.
Reader's Hardwood Supply is a candy store for wood, whether you're a professional or an amateur. Reader's Hardwood Supply carries over 70 species of both domestic and imported lumber from around the world, displayed in over 300 self-serve bins for your selection. So for your next project, make it your masterpiece with stock from Reader's Hardwood Supply. The woods of the world are here at Reader's Hardwood Supply.
Try it, then buy it. Rent a new cat for up to 90 days. Then apply 100% of the rental cost to the purchase and save. The Milton Cat Rent to Purchase offer. Try it, then buy it. Go to miltoncat.com/RPO.
Devin Jarvis alongside field manager for the Bourne Braves and Scott Landers. Skip, you had an off day yesterday, little dunk tank action. How was that?
Cold.
Yeah?
Cold, but it was good. It was good for the little kids there, and I enjoyed myself.
Was there any player or person you were most scared of dunking you when they stepped up to throw?
Well, Sefcik did, but I was probably least worried about him.
It was probably nice to little chill day after the walk-off win on Wednesday. How important was a win like that for this squad that was kind of plateauing, just 3-3-3 record, and getting that motivation going into the off day and then a 6-game stretch?
Yeah, we needed that. I'm getting sick of tying, and we've been in every game, whether we've won, lost, or tied. So we needed to get back on track. It was a good at-bat by Blake the other night, but hopefully it propels us. We're in a lot of statistical categories that are really good, but I mean, you look back on it, we're not very good in runners in scoring position, so we got to get that better.
Overall, you are 10 games in now. You have 6-game stretch in a row coming up. You've been through this before, but how weird does it feel to be this deep into the season already? It felt like we just started last week.
It does feel like that, but once you're here, it goes by fast, and we just got to keep grinding, and guys are going to be coming in and out, and we just got to replace them and keep going.
This grind is big because you've got Brewster today, you've got Harwich tomorrow, YD the day after, 3 of the top teams in the league, overall a 6-game stretch. What's most important for your guys to focus on when they don't have many days off in a long game stretch?
We just got to get going. Whether it's on the mound or at bats, we got to go, and it's against the other division. So those guys are playing well, and I think we're playing well. We just, we got to keep going and keep the momentum going from the other day.
You talked about the stats. Pitching has been fantastic today. You've got Jaden Alba, who arguably has your best start of the season last week against Orleans. What are you looking for him to do today?
Same exact thing he did the other day. Throw strikes, use all your pitches, keep them off balance, and let our defense play behind you.
Offensively, you talked about the lack of execution in scoring position, but overall this team is finding hits, just not at the right time. What's been your message to them to try and find the execution in those critical points?
I think we just got to relax in those situations, and get in their routine. The situation isn't bigger than it is, and it's just like any other at bat, and just whatever the situation is, get it done.
Brewster as a team you saw not too long ago. Convenient to have that scouting and understanding of what the team looks like going into today. What did you learn from that game in the 4-3 loss?
Don't give up a big inning.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Yeah. Overall, defensively, that's been kind of the point of emphasis. Relieving, too, is mainly been the point where those big innings have come. But overall, it seems like you've kind of found a little bit of a rotation. Adam Buczkowski kind of seems to fit that closer role from what we've seen so far. What stood out about his performances early on this season, leading the team in appearances?
He loves being out there. He's got the mojo, the confidence to be out there, and he's got the stuff to be out there. So he's healthy just about every day. He's never sore. So we try to give him a break here and there, but ultimately, he is our guy at the back end right now.
Well, Skip, thank you very much. Good luck today.
Appreciate you.
Thanks so much to Devin and Skip Landers. I'm now joined by Nate Laird, the Bourne Braves beat reporter. Nate, Jaden Alba on the mound again today for the Bravos. How did he do in his first start last week?
That's right. His first start of the season had 5 scoreless innings over the Orleans Firebirds. Overall this season has 7 scoreless innings. Been one of the Braves' best pitchers early this season.
And who's the guy in the bump for Brewster?
That's right, Charlie West, the southpaw out of UConn. Been with the Huskies for 3 straight years. Pretty unheard of in college baseball nowadays. Last spring, he made 15 starts for the Huskies, 87 and a third innings, had a 4.23 ERA. 2 starts with Brewster so far this season. His last outing came against Chatham, where he gave up 3 runs over 4 innings.
A Bourne pitcher looking to keep up the hot streak, and a Brewster pitcher looking to make a comeback. Nate, can I get a score prediction of today's game?
That's right. I think the Braves, after a walk-off win last time, are back in the win column. We're getting another one today. I'm thinking a 5-2 win tonight for the Braves.
All right, Nate, well, thanks so much for joining us. I got to speak with Adam Buczkowski, so stay tuned. Today I'm joined by Adam Buczkowski, a right-handed pitcher from Cincinnati. Adam, on Wednesday you had 3 strikeouts in the 10th inning. What was going through your head when Landers put you on the mound?
I think I pitched in that extra inning game just a few days prior, and I think just kind of doing the same thing I did last time. I was successful last time, so just try to get outs, get the next guy.
And you said it, Bourne's gone into extras twice so far this season. You were on the mound for both times. What does that say about you as a player that the coaching staff trusts you in those kinds of scenarios?
You know, it feels good. Like, I think trust is kind of the biggest thing between a player and a coach. So just having trust to be in that scenario feels good.
You're fitting in pretty fast here with the Bourne Braves. Why do you think that is?
You know, I think a lot of the guys just love baseball, and I think we all bonded over loving baseball. So just coming to the park every day to enjoy baseball and really have fun is, you know, really made this experience awesome.
What do you think the biggest change is from pitching in the Appy League last summer to pitching on the Cape League this summer?
You know, honestly, not a whole bunch has changed. Just trying to do me every day and, you know, get better at what I'm doing. But I can definitely tell, like, a lot of the stuff, a lot of the hitting and approaches are way better.
So what's the deal behind this whole grounding thing you do before games with the no shoes before you pitch?
Just kind of, you know, doing me. I just like it. I think, you know, being at Cincy, it's a turf field. Don't really get to get outside like that. So, you know, I'm up here, might as well enjoy myself.
The dirt doesn't bug you at all before? All right, so what would be your entrance song if you had one for the Bravos?
You know, I think I would just go back to what I did at school ball. It was Congratulations by Post Malone.
All right, Adam, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Try it, then buy it. Rent a new cat for up to 90 days. Then apply 100% of the rental cost to the purchase and save. The Milton Cat Rent to Purchase offer. Try it, then buy it. Go to miltoncat.com/RPO.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Welcome back into the pregame Tomahawk Talk off alongside Devin Jarvis and Casey Kasliner. Guys, Bourne kind of needs this win because coming up, they've got a gauntlet of a schedule ahead, playing some of the top teams in the Cape Cod Baseball League. So how crucial is this win over Brewster today?
I think it's a big one. You know, no games in June, in theory, are important other than setting you up for success in August with your playoff seeding. But this game is a tough one. You have Harwich tomorrow, YD after that. If you look at just the points, those are the top 3 teams in the Cape Cod Baseball League. There are 3 of the top 4 teams in the power rankings that the CCBL just released. It's important to get wins like these, especially as you want to kind of establish yourself as one of the better teams in the league. It's important for team morale, understanding that you are a good squad. It keeps these guys in it. It keeps these guys excited. And at the end of the day, the biggest thing in the Cape Cod Baseball League is keeping these players happy and wanting to be here. It's a great way to do that. Just racking off a couple wins. Bourne went on a 3 or 4, or rather, I believe it was a 5-game win streak at the end of June last year. It's big. It helps you out a lot. And that's the important stuff, to try and find that motivation for these players. And especially it would be nice to get it against these top teams.
I think it's important, but again, it is a regular season game in June. I think you have to take every game the same way at this point in the year. I mean, Bourne did not lose consecutive games in all of August last year en route to a playoff run that ended with a title. I think these games are important, but it's kind of finding your strengths and weaknesses at this point in the year. That's a little bit more important than results right now. And that's, I think, why we've seen a little bit of a slow start from the Braves. But again, you want to win every game. That's the goal. But at the same time, you want to find out what your team is good at. And I think Scott Landers knows better than any other manager in this league how to execute that down the stretch.
Like you said, Casey, a slow start for the Bravos this season. It was a slow start for the Bravos last season. So why not the Braves start even better of a season now? So hopefully they get the win today so that they can just keep building from here and keep building up the momentum. But the game is officially underway. The next time you see us, these guys will be on the call, and you'll catch me on the sidelines for more information.
Heading to Nantucket this summer? Skip the traffic and take to the skies with Cape Air. With convenient flights from Norwood to Nantucket, you can start your vacation sooner without the hassle of traffic. That way you spend more time relaxing and less time getting there. Experience the Cape Air difference and book your next flight today at capeair.com. Let Cape Air be your wings in the Northeast.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group. Protecting the possible.
Try it, then buy it. Rent a new cat for up to 90 days. Then apply 100% of the rental cost to the purchase and save. The Milton Cat Rent to Purchase offer. Try it, then buy it. Go to miltoncat.com/RPO.